Greetings, everyone, and welcome to a very special online event today. It's called Women's Qigong for Stress Relief and Stronger Bones. Simple movement practices for self-care, energy, and supple joints. My name is Stephen Dunham, I'm the founder and CEO of the Shift Network, and I'm really excited to be with you here today with a really remarkable faculty. Her name is Deborah Davis. She's a licensed acupuncturist. She is a women's Qigong teacher, author, and medical intuitive. And she taught a recent program for the Shift Network focused on women's Qigong and really got rave reviews. So we're excited to have her back and really focus on stress relief and stronger bones today in a very practical way that benefits your life. So Deborah, thank you so much for joining.
Good to be here, Stephen. Thank you.
Great. Well, we're going to dive in. And I also want to let everyone know up front that we will have a brand new course with Deborah called Women's Qigong for Bones and Joints. And we'll share more about that towards the end of the hour. So Deborah, I'd love for you to begin our time together with a little bit about your journey into teaching women's Qigong and why that has really become such an important focal point for you.
Okay. So I really became committed to Qigong in 1990 when I was just finishing up my acupuncture studies. And my Qigong master, Dr. Ren Shu Wang, and myself, we opened up a Qigong clinic in Santa Barbara, California. And during that time, even acupuncture wasn't very popular. So people came to us as the last resort. And so I saw people that had autoimmune problems, chronic fatigue, musculoskeletal issues, osteoporosis, and of course, a lot of cancer. Many people had only been given a month to 2 months to live. And they came to our clinic, and I saw miraculous healings over and over again. And so this was just, I knew I had to follow Qigong and incorporate it into my acupuncture practice and make it a lifetime practice. But on a more personal note, I had a profound healing at the same time with Qigong. I was an equestrian as a kid, and when I was 15, my pony fell on me, and I smashed my ankle really badly. They didn't even think I'd be able to use my foot. So I was in one of those barbaric casts for 9 months and then didn't have any physical therapy afterwards. So by the time I was in my 30s, I was falling down because my ligaments and my whole joint were unstable. So I went to an orthopedic surgeon, and he just said to me, well, you won't be able to walk by the time you're 40, but we haven't developed an ankle yet. And, a joint replacement. So that was not a good prognosis. And I didn't really know what to do. So I went back. I was just starting to work with my Qigong master, who had been a surgeon in China. And so he took his Qi and he utilized his Qi and put my whole joint back into place, my tendons and my ligaments and my bones, and then taught me Qigong to stabilize it and also to increase the proprioception in my whole leg and ankle. And really, I did that and healed myself, and I've been able to dance and hike and be active all of my life, and I'm in my 70s, so yay! Without a new joint. Yeah, so it works, and that's why Qigong is very dear to my heart, because it basically saved my mobility in my life.
Yeah, what an amazing qualification to teach the program you're going to be teaching, if particularly focused around bones and joints. I think
Yeah.
so often when we think of energy and moving chi in our bodies, it's more subtle, but and we think of the bones and joints as so fixed and hard and that it's not necessarily going to be affected by that. So maybe share a little bit about your understanding of how chi can help to shift even the bones and joints, which are typically think of more of as hard structures.
Yeah, well, the whole purpose of medical Qigong is to learn how to harness your Qi, your life force energy, and then to direct it to different parts of your body. So, you might think of the joints and bones as being more dense, but it's just the same with any other part of the body. You're sending your Qi there, you're sending your intention, which is very important with Qigong, because when you have a strong intention for healing, then all the energies can help you manifest that healing. And as I said, I've seen it for over 30 years in my practice. So it really does work. And so it's by using your mind, using your breath, using the energy and moving it to the the bones, like when I did it with my ankle, I just focused on my ankle moving, the chi moving down, being able to feel my ankle because I couldn't feel it in those days. And so I just focused on what I wanted and the intention. And of course, kept doing the exercises and it does work, yeah.
Hmm. Well, before we dive into some of the specific practices for cultivation, it might be helpful to have a little bit of the Chinese perspective and understanding stress and energy flows and how that has downstream repercussions in our bodies, such as the joints and bones.
Okay. Yeah, so the Chinese do view stress and the bones and joints in a different way than we do in the West. Um, They really work with three organ systems, the kidneys, the liver, and the spleen. And then also, as we were just talking about, the smooth flow of qi and blood throughout your joints and throughout your body. So, like when you're stressed, especially with the liver, when you're feeling anger or frustration or impatient or depressed even, then your energy gets your qi gets stagnant. And when you have stagnant qi, especially stagnant liver qi, then it can create inflexibility, joint pain, and also lead to disease. I mean, that's what acupuncture is based on. And so it's really important to keep the liver is the one that governs the smooth flow of qi throughout the body. So we want to keep our liver happy and our mind and body flexible. And yeah, and I think just to be gentle with yourself. That's so important right now, especially with all the news and everything that's going on, is to learn how to release the energies that you don't want in your body and to move. The liver is part of the wood element. So you want to be able to move like the willow and allow things to move through you and not to break your branches. And the other one, which is probably more foundational, are the kidneys. And the kidneys in Chinese medicine, they rule the bones, the joints, the whole cerebral spinal fluid, your bone marrow, and even your brain. And they also produce what we call Jing, which is the essential energy of our whole body. And so the kidneys are responsible for your growth, for aging, for our stages of life, and for really our whole health and longevity. So the emotion for the kidneys is fear. So if you're in fear or anxiety, that's going to affect your overall health. And if you overwork and stress, that's all. Just think of like adrenal fatigue, and because the kidneys and adrenals are considered the same in Chinese medicine. So we want to relax. The kidneys like to be calm, like water, like a still lake. So we want to be calm and relaxed and to nourish our kidney energy. And then the third one, which most people don't think about, is the spleen. And of course, I'm not talking about the organs themselves. I'm talking about the energetics in Chinese medicine. So the spleen has to do with digestion and assimilating all the nutrients like the minerals, but it also builds our blood and it builds our muscles. So these three organ systems are really important to keep healthy, and we'll be working with these in my course more to understand how they work with our bones and joints and specific exercises to keep us strong and flexible as we age.
Mm. So how important is it to sort of have the generalized health of all three of those, your kind of whole system chi flow versus like really targeting in on an area that might be out of balance or depleted?
It's important for everything to do it all. Yeah, of course, you want to balance all your organs and have them strong and healthy for your overall health. And then if you're focusing on like hip problems, because a lot of women get hip problems as they age, and so you want to use your chi focus to do specific hip exercises and then do breathing, like I'll be teaching uterine palace breathing in the class to work with energizing the whole pelvic floor and working with the hips as well. So Yes, you focus in on the area, but of course, for general health, you want to work with all of the organ systems.
Mhm. I know you have two different, you have a longer practice session we want to do a bit later, but I know you have one practice you want to show early here, and you want to demonstrate one thing that could be kind of a quicker Qigong practice that people can learn.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that, Qigong, most people think that you have to do a whole routine in the morning or the afternoon. And really, what I love about Qigong is you can just take one exercise and do it throughout the day. And I wanted to show a few things that people can do when they're just stressed out, because right now in these turbulent times, a lot of people are feeling stressed and emotional. And you can use Qigong to really work these out of your body so you don't take on the energy. So yeah, so I'll show a few. I'm going to show a few things. So this is something I just do when, like if I listen to the news or if somebody's upset me. I actually used to do it in between my acupuncture patients, but it just clears the energy. So it's very simple. You just inhale and just release. Release it back. And you can just shake it off. Anytime you use shaking, that helps to release the energy. Now, if you're really angry and feeling really stuck in your body, I like to do push the mountain. And so this one you get in horse stance, and of course I'm doing these fast, but this one's in a lot of my videos. But you get yourself rooted and grounded first, about 3 feet apart. And then you bring your fists by your side. You inhale, deep dantian belly breath, and then press out. Then inhale gently, back, and exhale. Do one more. So that one is a liver exercise. So you can imagine releasing any anger, any frustration, any impatience or depression out of your body when you're exhaling. And then when you inhale, you want to bring in flexibility, gentleness, calmness into your body.
Hmm.
And do I have time to show one more?
Sure, go ahead, go for it.
Okay. So the other one is it's a six healing sound. And this is great for insomnia, anxiety, anytime you're just really feeling like you want to release the stress out of your body. And the sounds are detoxifying in Qigong. So this sound is almost like you're saying snake. And you can do this seated as well, or even in bed. So we're standing in Qigong stance about hip width apart, shoulders relaxed, knees slightly bent always. And then inhale, and then exhale. What I do is I imagine like a French press that you're just pressing out all of the stress out of your body, just releasing all the way down the legs and into the earth. So I'll just show it a couple more times. Inhaling. How's that?
That was great.
Okay.
It's interesting when you were talking about like releasing the anger and everything. I was like, it's like something about anger was like pushing energy out of your field, and you're sort of quite literally doing that to kind of like clear your field.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So a
because
lot,
everything's energetics, right? So we're affected energetically before it really goes into our body. So
Hmm.
that's, you know, disease happens on the energetic level before it comes into your body. So
Hmm.
that's why I say to people, you know, deal with it, deal with the emotions, get them out of your body so they don't affect you in any way,
Hmm.
as far as physically or, yeah.
That's great. So, maybe share a little bit more about just how some of the unresolved emotions then kind of manifest in the organ systems and then can deplete your body. Just a little bit conceptually about how, if we're not clearing things from our field, how it then downstream affects our body.
Well, there's a number of things. So, especially with women, as when we're in middle age and perimenopause and menopause, many women get shoulder issues, just like the Japanese even call it 50-year shoulder. And I think emotionally, what is happening is that during this time, you know, 40s and 50s, women are really juggling a lot, they're shouldering a lot. And you know, they have, many of them have work and family and partners, and some are even taking care of their own parents, and so there's a lot of responsibility. And I think just the weight of the world can you know, does affect women. Well, it affects everybody, but of course I'm just talking about women's health right now, so I've seen this a lot. And then different parts of the body hold different cellular memory and emotions. So I've seen in my practice, you know, in between the shoulder blades, women can hold a lot of anger. And so that's important to release, obviously. And then in the lower back, it's usually about support or finances or ancestral, has to do with ancestral healing. And in the hips, I notice that it's mostly about sexuality, or if a woman has been sexually abused or had any problems with her sexuality and expressing her sensuality. So there's a lot of, you know, connections to the different parts of the body to what happens. And then the lower part of the body is usually like moving forward, taking a stand, you know, with your feet and your ankles, taking a stand and moving forward in your life.
Hmm. Would you be would you be willing to speak a little bit to some of the changes that happen in women's bodies, particularly in the kind of 50 plus zone? We have a lot of people in the shift network, a lot of
Mhm.
women in the shift network in that 50 plus zone, and just like how Qigong can really help to balance things, sort of heal things, particularly for that life phase.
Yeah, well, it's great. I mean, I only had two hot flashes when I went through menopause because I did Qigong, and I remember them distinctly.
Only
But
two. That's amazing.
yeah, two. So, so Qigong really balance. What it does is, so what happens in perimenopause and menopause is we have a certain amount of yang and yin in our body. And yang is the, you know, the fire element, the metabolism, the energy, and the yin is the moistening aspects of the body. So the yin starts to wane in perimenopause, and and continues really throughout your life. But the yin has to do with the moistening aspects of the body. So that's why when you have this yin that's lower, it's in decline, then you see all the fire signs like insomnia, anxiety, hot flashes, night sweats. Those are all what we call heat symptoms in Chinese medicine. But the yin, so we really want to use herbs and qigong to nourish the moistening aspects of our body. So, you know, it affects our hormones, our saliva, our vaginal fluids, everything. And then, of course, the moistening of our joints and the strength of our bones. So it's very important. The other aspect that starts to wane too is our jing, which I mentioned before. It's part of the kidneys, and it's our deep essence, and that has to do with building up our bones and keeping us strong throughout our life. So it's really important, especially with the bones, to start doing qigong, to do kidney qigong, and to strengthen your bones so you are healthy when you're, you know, my age in your 70s and older. So it's just a great practice to keep yourself balanced emotionally. What I love about Qigong is it calms you, but also energizes you. And a lot of women go through fatigue and also a lot of emotional unrest, upset during this time because it's like all of a sudden we don't know ourselves like we used to. So it's really a wonderful place to come home to yourself through these practices of Qigong and to nourish yourself in a deep, deep place.
Hmm. That's a really interesting perspective. So it's not so much like that the heat has increased so much as like the ability to buffer the heat has gone down until you
Exactly.
kind of build it back up.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting perspective on what's shifting energetically
Yeah.
in perimenopause and menopause. I think now would be another great time to do a more extended demonstration of practices since we've kind of I think set a really good theoretical foundation for understanding the why. And now
Okay.
let's have you guide the practices.
Okay, great. Okay, I created a 10-minute workout, Qigong workout that you can do to keep yourself flexible as you age and also to reduce stress. And you can do this at any time during the day. So we'll begin with about, in Qigong stance, about shoulder width apart, whatever is comfortable for you. You always want to, in Qigong, really make sure that your whole body feels comfortable. So we'll start with, it's called opening the gate, and we slap here right underneath the collarbone and our lung points, and then on the waist in our kidneys. So just loose arms, relaxed. You can lift up your heels so you don't strain your knees at all. Deep abdominal breath. And then I like to go down the torso, stimulating the digestive organs. And then the hips. Now to build bones, which is always good to do for women, I take loose fists and then I come up on my toes and then just thud down, okay? So you're coming down on your heels, creating a thud. And what this does is it sends a message up to your brain to create new bone matrix. So this is great for osteopenia, osteoporosis. And of course, you can do this as long as you want. And then just to keep the chi moving through the bones and the joints, I like to do a tapping, gentle tapping. I move along the meridian flow. I take like claws, stimulate the lungs, take a deep breath. Especially if you're stressed, just sigh out. Take a deep breath and sigh. And then, of course, for women, it's always good to go underneath the armpits to stimulate the lymph, to keep our breasts healthy. I go up and down the back and then take my loose fists on the butt, feels so good. And then down the back, over your feet and up the sides. Up the insides and then down the sides. And then just shake it out. Now, shaking is really good. I used to give this to my patients that were depressed because it's hard to be depressed when you're doing like a chi dance. So shake it out. Also moves the chi and blood throughout the whole body. And lift your feet. Deep breath. Now we'll go into lymph pump. So inhale, expand your whole chest, looking up to the sky. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale, exhale out. This is energizing. You can just do this one exercise anytime during the day when you just need more energy. One more. And then bringing your hands down, lean back with the inhalation, exhale, and then roll over, and your backs of your hands meet, and then inhale. It's called undulating seaweed. So inhale here, exhale. Just allow your upper back to stretch. This is particularly good for women with larger breasts because they get pain and stagnation in the upper back. Do a few more. Now we'll move into undulating snake. Now, undulating snake it's hard to do in the beginning, but what we're doing is we're using the pelvis and scooping out, scooping forward. So I want you to imagine, and so the whole spine first is undulating, but I want you to imagine that you're scooping out the inside of a bowl, and the movement is with your pelvis. So yes, you do bend your knees, but it's not rooted in the knees, it's really in the pelvis. So you're scooping. You just feel yourself scooping forward. And then when you get the movement, you allow the wave to come all the way up your chest. Now this is good for sexuality, for your hips, for your digestion, and for your back. So I do this one every day. And then we'll step out a little wider and then make snake hands. So put your fingers together, interlock your thumbs, and we'll do the snake figure eight. So if your snake is feeling tired and just doesn't want to bend, your snake can go like this. But if you're feeling like you want to go deeper and bend and move more, feeling your whole body. So always listen to what your body wants to do, and every day it will be different. And then going down to the earth, bringing that yin energy, that moistening, nourishing energy up your legs, through your central channel, up your torso, up, and then stretching up, stretching to the sky, and then exhale down. Inhale, and imagine a golden light is coming down the top of your head, Baihui, crown chakra, and just nourishing, moistening your whole body all the way down to your legs and your feet and into the earth. Do one more time, inhaling up. And imagine, or you can use any color light that you want for your healing today. sending healing light to your body. And then we'll just end, because this is for bones and joints, with a stance. The stances are really useful for strengthening the bones. So we step out about 3 feet apart, and my toes are pointing outward. You want to make sure that you're open here in the thighs, and so you don't want your legs to go inward. That will hurt your knees. So have your knees going over, pointing over your toes, feeling yourself rooted first into the earth, as if you have taproots going down, even one from the bottom of your spine as well. Shoulders are relaxed. Now inhale, bring your arms up and out in front. And then feel the earth with the palms of your hands. Deep Dantian breathing. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes, and just feel yourself connected to the earth. Your body's strong and vital. And of course, the last stance you can hold from 1 to 3 to 5 minutes or even longer. But because of time, I was just showing you basically a routine that you can do at home. Okay?
Thank you. That was beautiful practice.
Thank you.
It's interesting. You say that the kind of wider stance like that actually builds bones. And what's going on with the chi flow that creates that? Is that you're just creating a little extra
Stress.
stress? So you're kind of
Stress.
like modest amounts of stress kind of help to circulate the chi in your body.
Yeah, definitely. And also to build bones, because anytime you're stressing the bones, especially the femur in the leg, then it sends a message to build, lay down more bone.
Hmm.
So anytime a stance, and this is what I love about Qigong, you can do it anytime and anywhere. I do it when I do a horse stance, or I stand on one leg when I'm brushing my teeth or waiting for my tea kettle to boil. And that is really great for building your bones.
Nice.
Yeah,
And also all of the tapping up and down your legs too. So is
yeah,
that just naturally stimulate chi flow because there's stagnancy
exactly.
there?
Yeah, chi and blood flow. Yeah,
So that's another thing that while you're driving in the car or whatever, you can just kind of be moving
definitely.
chi through your body.
Yeah, use it anywhere.
Uh-huh. So a lot of this is just building a certain awareness of how to circulate chi, and then it's not even necessarily you have to do formal practice time, but you're kind of weaving it in throughout.
Yes, and that's why I love about Qigong is you can take one practice from the series I just showed you. If one resonates with you, you can just take that and use that throughout the day. Like every morning I get up, I go out on my porch and I do lymph pump,
Hmm.
because it just is energizing. It brings in, it's great for the lungs and the heart, but it brings new oxygen and air, the fresh morning energy and air into your body. So I do it a lot.
Hmm. What other micro practices do you weave in during the day? I think that's a super helpful perspective to get here.
Well, as I said, so in bed, I do some massage in bed, some abdominal massage. And then when I'm brushing my teeth, I'll do either horse stance or stand on one leg, and that helps to build bones. And then when I'm doing my tea, as I said, and anytime I'm feeling like if I've listened to the news, it just
You have your
rattles.
news qigong practice now.
Yeah, definitely, definitely now. So I'll just just clear out my energy field. And and then if I just feel like I need to earth, like yesterday I went up to Mount Shasta just to ground myself and feel my essence again. It's a sacred mountain around where I live. And I did stances up there just to bring in like the wise woman within myself, and every woman has that within her, and it's just a nice way to
Mm,
earth and to feel your chi, your energy, and your essence, really.
mm. Do you want to share any other tips around if people have agitation, a lot of agitation in their nervous system that might be related to news cycles or other things
Yep.
happening in the collective?
Um, I would say breathing. The Qigong breathing is the best thing. When I used to work a lot with HIV and cancer patients in my acupuncture practice, and I would just have them do the deep abdominal breathing, the dantian breathing. And that's the basic of Qigong, where you just breathe in and out using your belly, and you breathe in and out of your nose. So that's very relaxing. My favorite for stress is the 5-8 breathing. And again, another simple practice. You just inhale and count to 5 and exhale and count to 8. So anytime that you have a prolonged exhalation, you're stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the one that counteracts the fight or flight. So it relaxes the whole system and regulates the nervous system.
Mm, beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, Deborah, these are really such practical practices, and your stories are amazing of what you've transformed as well from in your own life. So I think that you clearly have the chops to teach these programs. So let's talk a little bit about your upcoming course, which is a great way for women to really learn the precise Qigong practices that support bones and joints and really allow for more resilience and vitality in every stage of life. So Deborah's agreed to teach this brand new course for Shift. It's called Women's Qigong for Bones and Joints. Movement practices for keeping you flexible, strong, and dynamic at every stage of life. It's at the URL qigongforbonesandjoints.com. Qigongforbonesandjoints.com. You don't have to have a Qigong practice already in motion. You're going to be learning key practices and foundations that you can really apply regardless of your level of skill or background. So, Deborah, I'd love for you to share in your own words about some of what you intend for people to come away with from this course, and then we'll go through the modules and give a preview of what's coming.
Well, I really created this whole course because unfortunately I've injured every major joint of my body, and I've learned how to heal myself through Qigong. And I really want to be able to share this knowledge, and with all the practices that I've used for over 30 years and have also used in my private practice, so personally and in my career. And I'm excited about sharing because I know it works.
Great. So, module one is called Ground into the Earth with Qigong for the feet, ankles, and knees to feel calm, aligned, and stabilized.
Yeah, so here I'm obviously going to teach my protocol that I use for my ankle. And then we'll work with some Qigong for the feet and the toes. And so people that have neuropathy, this will be really great for. And then we'll do, as I said, ankle strengthening and the knees as well.
Module two, optimize your organ system's power to maintain strength and resiliency in your joints and bones.
So I'm going to go more deeply into the 3 organs that I mentioned today, the kidney system, the liver, and the spleen. And we'll work with those. And then also I'm going to talk about the elements of dampness, cold, heat, and what's the other one? Oh, wind. Yeah. And so these elements really affect the joints a lot. And there's a whole system that we learn in acupuncture called the B syndrome. And this is particularly great for arthritis. So I'm going to talk about arthritis and also osteoporosis.
Module three, connect to your feminine power center for renewed vitality and balance with Qigong for the hips, pelvis, and sacroiliac joint.
In this section, I'm going to be working with the pelvic floor and also teaching uterine palace breathing, which is the woman's energy center, which is, in the lower abdomen. And this is really great for strengthening the whole pelvic floor and the hips.
Module 4, ease back pain with the undulating rhythms of snake Qigong.
Yeah, I love I love snake qigong because I'm a snake in the Chinese cosmology, so I practice it a lot. But also in this module, I'm going to teach some home remedies that you can do at with your whole family, and they're inexpensive. So I'm going to teach cupping, gua sha, which is the scraping with a Chinese soup spoon, and also moxibustion.
Module 5, alleviate shoulder and neck pain, improve flexibility, and increase range of motion with Dragon Serves Tea.
Yeah, so I love teaching Dragon Serves Tea because I had to learn it with my aunt's antique teacup. And you hold this, you have to do, movements like this and holding a teacup, but we're going to do it with an orange. So it's fun, but it's really great for the shoulders. And then I'm also going to share some basic ear acupuncture because the ear is like the foot, so you can treat your whole body through the ear. So we'll be going over the ones that are good for the major joints.
Great to bring in some of the acupressure elements too.
Oh, yeah.
Module 6, restore strength and flexibility in your hands with Qigong and healing tools.
Yeah, so here we'll be doing hand because we really don't think about our hands, but a lot of people get arthritis. So we'll be doing hand acupuncture, I mean, not acupuncture, Qigong. And then using those Chinese balls. Have you ever seen those that they kind of chime? And but those are really great for stimulating the organs and the meridians in your hands.
Finally, Module 7, integrate the full women's Qigong for healthy bones and joints form for lifelong strength and resilience.
Yes, so I will be teaching along with all of the specific joint Qigong, I'm going to be teaching a form. And this form is a routine that women can do every day just to keep flexible and strong and vital as she ages.
Great. Well, what a super useful and practical program, and I know it's going to be really a lot of fun as well. So Qigong for bonesandjoints.com is the URL again, and we've just heard the 7 90-minute live sessions with Deborah, which are a great time to ask your questions. In addition to the live time, you'll also get recordings of every session, both video and audio, as well as word-for-word transcripts. And these are great to go back and study and highlight. You'll learn weekly exercises and practices you're going to do at home, which is how you really get the maximum benefit. Also, there's a community group to support you and deepen your experience, as well as small group time to connect with other participants. And on the page, you'll also see a number of extra bonuses that Deborah's been very generous in adding. There's a Wise Woman Qigong, a movement and meditation practice for women ages 50 to 64. This is a PDF excerpt from her book. You want to share more about that excerpt?
I don't really remember it, to be honest. But the Wise Woman is about, women in their, post-menopause, that it keeps you flexible. There are exercises and Qigong to keep you flexible and strong as you age. And I go over, some exercises like for incontinence as well as bones and joints.
Hmm. We then have a second bonus called Women's Qigong, Nourishing the Deep Yin and this is from our Qigong Summit back in 2021 that was hosted by Sharon Smith. Anything you want to share about nourishing the deep yin?
Yeah, so that's always a popular practice because it's about bringing the deep yin up into your uterine palace, which is the woman's energy center. So this is great for any menstrual irregularities, reproductive organs, sexual issues, dryness. So it's a very popular movement series for women.
Hmm. And then finally, we have a special bonus that's available for those who sign up right away by midnight tonight Pacific time. There's actually 2 video teachings from Deborah called Wise Woman Qigong Practice and Meditation. You want to share about that special bonus folks get today?
Yeah, so that's my video, A Wise Woman. And as I said, it really I go into bone and joint health, bladder health. Also, we do some crane Qigong, which is really great for calming the whole nervous system and good for the heart. So it's a practice you can do for middle-aged on for the rest of your life.
That's a great extra bonus and a great reason to sign up right away. So we encourage you to really take the time to tune in now and get a sense for if this is the right next step for you. And if you do move forward today, you're going to get Wise Woman Qigong practice and meditation. So again, the whole program is laid out in more detail at qigongforbonesandjoints.com. We've kept the investment for the program very accessible. It's just three payments of $128 or save 10% when you pay in full with one payment of $349. So the course is going to start November 12th and run on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 1 Pacific, 4 Eastern. But even if you can't make the live times, you can still get the full value with the recordings, the transcripts, and the community as well. There's some great testimonials from previous graduates of Deborah's courses at the Shift Network. Very way of teaching is by itself already healing. Wonderful teacher with a lot of knowledge, a lot of humor, offers gentle yet powerful support for women. Really great testimonials for a really wonderful and supportive teacher. So you're in good hands, and I'm sure you will come away with some very powerful lifelong practices that you can really use and weave throughout your day. And they can really ensure more longevity, flexibility, vitality, and resilience in the face of whatever life brings. So again, it's all at qigongforbonesandjoints.com, qigongforbonesandjoints.com, and you'll get that special Wise Woman Qigong practice and meditation if you sign up by midnight tonight. So Deborah, it's really great to be with you again. Anything that's still on your heart you want to share with folks who are considering doing your course with you?
Yes, I think, last 2 years I actually injured myself salsa dancing, pulled out a number of tendons and ligaments. And besides the Qigong, what I really am going to share in this class is how to listen to your body in a deeper way, how to come into your body awareness and ask her what she really needs and what she wants. And it's a way to come into the emotions, the deep emotions, maybe even trauma, whatever you haven't, you've kind of stuffed, and we all do this into our body, and to really go deep with love and compassion and grace. And this, I feel, is the recipe for true healing.
Hmm. Well, it's a beautiful philosophy and a wonderful commitment to practice. So thank you, Deborah, for dedicating your life to this practice, and thank you for bringing your wisdom here. Thank you all for joining, and look forward to seeing many of you in the upcoming program, which again is at qigongforbonesandjoints.com, qigongforbonesandjoints.com, and you'll get that special women's wisdom qigong practice and meditation if you sign up by midnight tonight. So thank you so much, and many blessings.
Thanks, Stephen.